So we're back. I was talking about making it intimate, and for you non-bio moms getting yourself involved, because it's going to be very important for you, for the non-bio moms, whether you be a stud, fem, whatever it is, to get yourself involved in the pregnancy as much as possible, so that you feel like you have an equal part of the pregnancy. Not counting all of the legal procedures that you have to go through, where you have to second parent adopt your own child, and um, unless you're married, which you should still step parent adopt, I believe, but that's something else that we may get into at another time.
Yeah, we'll
Um,
go on that journey once we get there. We're not
yeah,
through with all of our adoption
yeah.
stuff yet.
But you really want to make sure that you involve yourself as much as possible. Okay.
Right.
Like I said, we made the whole process was intimate. There were a lot of awkward moments that I had with the donor, and trust me, some of it's going to be awkward. The very
It's
first
not going
time,
to be perfect.
um,
Inseminating is not perfect. At home insemination is not perfect. So
at
if
all.
you're stressing that you have to get this done and it has to be wonderfully perfect, it does not. We had some of the craziest bloopers while we've been trying to inseminate. Like, it's been some of the crazy things that you
Uh,
wouldn't believe that we can only laugh at now because it's so funny that now that we're pregnant, like, hey, remember that time you was laying on the bathroom floor so you could insem because all the kids decided that they were going to wake up?
yeah, those are stories we're going to go through as she starts talking about the actual process that she
Right.
went through in semen. But the general meeting of the donor to receive the donation, in general, is always awkward. It wasn't a time that it wasn't awkward.
Yeah.
I think the
Even though
only
he was your friend,
time,
it was still an awkward thing. You're getting your friend to come over and do something that's so noble. It's like a wonderful gift that anybody can give, but it's weird. This is somebody that you've been friends with, somebody that you've known as a brother or a cousin or a friend, like whatever the relationship is between your known donor. And now it's like, hey, so instead of us going out for drinks, you're gonna come to my house. You're gonna go inside of my office. You're gonna and yeah,
yeah. So no matter how close the friendship is, or even if you use a relative or whatever, if it's a known donor, or even if you have an unknown donor that's coming to your house, which might, check your own safety things for that type of situation. We had no experience with that because we knew our donor perfectly well. But um, no matter what, you don't know them in that way. Like, they're not coming over for dinner. They may eat dinner first, but at some point in time, you're going to have to show them where they're going to ejaculate into a specimen of your choice, for the purpose of impregnating your wife, girlfriend, or partner. So that part is never completely normal. What I would do, just to give you a quick description of how I would do it, is he would come over. We would talk, chat for a minute beforehand. The first time he came, he sat down with me and Tiff. We did our paperwork, contract, summing up how much we
and it was
paid.
so awkward because he was like, "Oh man, y'all getting right down to business." And mind you, we're in my office, so it just looks so
So
businessy. Like,
professional, yeah.
okay, like yeah, we're just getting this done. So he was like, "Oh man, she just getting right down to
Yeah,
business."
he didn't want to do any of that. He just
Yeah,
felt like he was
I
doing
mean,
us a favor. He was like, "So how about I just don't sue
which
y'all and y'all don't sue me? How about
right,
that?" He
and
was
which we
like,
understand. Like, we don't think that he would ever sue, but the thing that comes up
"Yeah,
is she wouldn't have any legal rights if we didn't go this way. Like, we have to get everything between our donor,
in writing
like
and
in
established,
writing,
yeah."
established, like
And we don't want no
legalize
issues coming up
everything.
for him as well. He has his own family and
Right.
things like that, so we didn't want any issues coming up from him for him as well, where they're like, "Oh, well, you're the father of this kid," and he's like, "What? I don't even know that girl like that." So,
Right.
yeah. So the first time we sat down, we did paperwork, we signed, and everything else. Then after that, it was like, so, do you need to set the mood for yourself? Like, do you need some
Right.
candles?
What do you need?
I didn't know what to tell him. I
Lotion,
was like, "Do you
paper
need some
towels.
lotion, some KY? You need a warm towel. You need a sock." I saw American Pie. Um, we
Or a
don't have,
pie.
we don't have any apple pies. Like, I didn't know what he needed. He was like, and he was cool. He was like, "You could just leave. Like, I'm perfectly fine." And
Like, leave this
yeah,
here
he was
and
like,
we're
"Just
good.
leave." He was like, I don't need to set the mood for something I've been doing my whole life. And I was like, "Okay, there we go." So we left. That was it. I texted him. I told him to text me back when he was done and leaving, and he was getting ready to leave. He texted me. He was like, "All right, I'm done. I'm out of here. Good luck." Uh, 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 do a great job, and go team, go whatever. So I at that moment I would get it. I would go upstairs, and then I would do what we were describing earlier. That was it, and that was pretty much how it worked every time. It was just a matter of him come over, we talk, he goes,
Right.
does what he has to do, then he leaves. The only time that it didn't work out that way was the final insemination. That was
It was
that was
more
because
of walk in, walk back, walk out.
yeah, that was another blooper day. Our timing just all fell off, and I was supposed to be getting home at a certain time, and I got stuck in traffic because we live in Philly,
And she
and
was working and going to school in Delaware
yeah,
at the time.
so I had to get from Delaware to Philly, and then which is about an hour by itself, and I just
Yeah.
happened to get stuck in traffic that day. So he came and he got started, and it was literally as I was pulling up, he was walking out of the door. It was my timing couldn't have been more perfect at that particular moment. As I was pulling up, he was walking out the door, and
Right.
we did an arm bump because I'm not touching your hand
Right.
at that moment. I don't care how well you wash. And so we did a little arm bump, and he was like, "It's in the office," and I was like, "All right, catch you later." She was already upstairs. I grabbed the cup. For those of you who know Trey Songz, I literally grabbed the cup, went upstairs, and dove in. Boom. Uh, that's literally how it had to
So
work. I had
that's
to.
how our crazy insoms went.
That's why you
But
know that you don't have to be perfect with it.
yeah,
Just roll
but
with it.
just to break it down for you guys, for people that are still trying to conceive and that do want to know exactly what we did. We started our insems on cycle day 8. Cycle day 8 was our very first insem. That was the one, like she said, we did our paperwork. They conversated for a little bit. I conversated with them for a little bit, and then I went upstairs to prepare. He did what he needed to do. Blah blah blah. Cycle day 9, we did nothing. Cycle day 10, we had to use pre-seed, and we also used soft cups. Cycle day 10.
I think so.
Cycle day 10 was also a weird in some day because the way we timed it around the baby's nap. If the baby's napping, we can get things done. If he's not napping, he's going to want his mama, and all hell kind of breaks loose. He winds up waking up as soon as the donor gets here. So so she had to bribe my oldest to take him to the store so that we can get him out the way for like 2 seconds. Obviously, he was coming right back, so we couldn't insem in a room because he would be right back into it. So it led me into having to insem on the bathroom floor. She bust in thinking that she would have time. I'm laying on the floor, legs up, wide open, syringe in the vajayjay, and she just walks in the bathroom and is like, "Oh." But anyway, basically what I did was I took the syringe. This is what I did for each insem. I took the syringe and filled this little nozzle up with pre-seed. So from here to maybe about the tip of this piece, it had pre-seed in it. After that, I sucked up the semen with it, the sperm, whatever you want to call it. I sucked it up into it. Each time we got about 5 milliliters, which was damn good compared to my last time. So basically, I pulled it in sperm inside of this. I inserted that inside of me. Then I inserted the soft cup. And that's how we did cycle day 10. Cycle day 10's insem. We also insem cycle day 11. That one went pretty normal. I don't think we had any issues, right? Cycle day 10? That was Monday. And our last insem was on cycle day 13, which was believed to be our ovulation day. Like I said, we found our ovulation day through tracking BBT and ovulation test to confirm that was ovulation. On the 13th, I actually got my positive OPK that signaled that, okay, the egg will be releasing, so you're good to go. So we made sure that we insem that night, and that was the one that we said was touch and go. From there on, I began to get crazy at around 5 DPO. I couldn't handle it anymore, so I needed to test. I tested, and the test was negative.
Real quick, we insemed on the day of her ovulation, the day of her positive test, and not the day after, because she's also kind of trying to gender select due to her, according to her insem. She's trying to aim for a girl. We already have 3 boys, So she's kind of aiming for a girl, which is why everything was before ovulation and then
And not
ovulation
after.
day, because apparently the theory is that girls are stronger and slower and boys are faster but die quicker.
Right.
So she wanted the girls to be sitting there waiting, and hopefully one of the girls hurry up and get there before one of the boys that we insemed on the day of ovulation gets there. So the
Right.
way we looked at it was, is if she ended up pregnant from that, and only one day typically gave a boy, and we still end up pregnant with a boy, it's just meant for us to have boys. But
Here's
that's
the
the
hope and
reason why she
eyes.
did that. You could have also insemed the day after the positive test as well,
Right.
because
A lot of people do.
you ovulate, I
Um,
believe, 12 to 24 hours
Especially people
after the
who are
positive test.
buying vows. Yeah, pretty much. Especially people that are buying vows of sperm, then they're basically doing it day of. They don't have time to do it day before and this day before and so on. We were
Right.
lucky enough to have a known donor that came on each day that we asked him to come and do it that way. Um, so if you're doing it the IUI with wash sperm way, you might want to do it the day of ovulation and possibly the day after ovulation. It's just for added security.
The
Um,
positive test, not ovulation itself, is what she means.
right, the day of the positive ovulation, OPK. Um, so again, like I said, I started getting crazy cycle day 5. Cycle day 5, we had got a BFN. Cycle day 6, same thing. Cycle day 7, same thing. Cycle day 8, I managed to stay sane enough to not test. I did. I managed. Cycle day 9, she wanted me to test again. So I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and test. So I test. And I saw a line. No, 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 no. The morning time, we did not. It was another BFN. However, around 7 o'clock at night, she realized I was using the wrong test. I was using a first response rapid result test that will only give you a positive result if you are pregnant the day of your period and any day after.
Yeah,
If
make
you're
sure you read the boxes on the
make
test.
sure you're reading it.
The rapid result just meant that the test,
Right.
the results would show up quickly. It didn't.
Exactly.
It wasn't an early result. It was a rapid result.
Exactly. And that test by any means is not set up to give you a result as early as 5 days before your missed period. It's not going to do it. Please don't make that mistake. It will send you crazy, obviously. So cycle day 9, since once she realized that, I immediately hopped up, grabbed another test that we had, went in the bathroom and I tested right away. I saw a line immediately. She did not. She told me over and over and over, and I don't have that test down here with me to show it to you. But she said she did not see it, so we wound up posting it to one of the groups that we follow on Facebook that we mentioned in the last video. And several people actually saw the line. However, they were saying how blue dye tests are notorious for actually giving
Evap
false
lines.
positive and evap lines and making people think they were pregnant.
Yeah.
So that it made us more discouraged. Like we were so discouraged at that point. Like, oh my god, this is not working. Saturday morning, I had class. I had to go to class from 9 o'clock till 12 o'clock. As soon as I got out of class, I went to Target. I went to and got some first response tests since they were pink dyes, so that we could test using them. We tested and we test pregnancy brain. We test and immediately a line came up. Immediately, it was a pretty good line. You can definitely tell. She was asleep when I tested. I made sure that to not even tell her that I was doing it because I didn't want to get another test and the lines be super light and then she'd be more like hurt by it. So I tested on my own. So immediately, as soon as I seen the lines on the pink dye test, I was like, okay, let me take a digital and see if it pulls up on a digital now. So I took a first response digital since that one was also 6 days before the missed period, and that one too
That was
came
the one
up.
to say yes, right?
That is this one. So I then took this one, and it said yes plus. And I was like, okay, I can go wake this girl up. So I went in the room, and I said, babe. And she woke up with this weird look like, what's wrong? What happened? So I was like, get up. I want you to see something. So I pulled the first test from behind my back. I pulled the analog from behind my back, and I said, okay, can you see this line? She was like, yeah, I see it. And she kept saying that I'm not going to believe it until I see it written on a test. I want to see the words pregnant on a test. And that's when I'm going to believe it. So then I pulled the digital out and I showed her that one. And she immediately became ecstatic. Like, she was so happy when I pulled the digital one out.
I tackled her. I wasn't thinking about what happened. That probably isn't the thing I should have did. I did. I tackled her. I'm a football player. So I tackled her. I literally tackled her on the bed, and then I sat and I stared at the wall for about 20 minutes because I was in shock, and then I just got frozen. So no reaction is the right reaction.
She cried.
That wasn't nobody business, but whatever. Um, I was in the bathroom and I was by myself, and what happened was it was allergy season, and it was pollen in the bathroom. So whatever.
It's the end of October. Allergies where?
It came through the skylight in the bathroom.
Just saying, allergies where?
Maybe I was allergic to the toilet paper. Whatever.
Anyways, guys,
Done
so
with this
that's
video.
exactly how. I don't care. I'll be the spotlight. So that's exactly how we conceived on the first cycle. It's not guaranteed that it's gonna work for everybody. It worked for us. It definitely worked for us. Like I said, our methods for insemin were soft cups, pre-seed. We tracked ovulation through basal body temperature and also OPKs. If you're going to use one method, make sure you have a backup method, just so that you can correlate and know exactly, okay, both of these methods are the same this day. Make sure all of that is squared away. Are you really going? I don't care. So make sure you guys have all of that squared away, and we will see you again in the next video. Bye. Don't come back now to say bye.